Hi, Lisa here, Continental Drift Knits. I think it's episode 10, I think. I've got a new project. So, where am I? I'm in Australia. Can we ever figure out where we are? So I'm in Australia. We're at our place in Melbourne, in Mount Martha, and we've been here for nearly 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks on Thursday, and we leave on Thursday to go back to New Zealand, back home. And it's been crazy busy. It's just been flat out. So yeah, sorry. I haven't been around or to do anything, but anyway, we're here. Woohoo, let's get on with it. Okay, it's not going to be, I won't say it won't be a long one, but I haven't sort of got big things to finish that I've finished. I've got little things, but I don't have, I have 1 out of 3 of the little hats that I've made. I'm just going to check I'm looking at the right spot, so because I hate not looking at the camera. I figured out I figured out which skein of yarn I've got to look at. Okay, let's get on with the show. Oh, first of all, I have to show you what my children got me. So Mother's Day is in May, like the US in Australia, and I was here for Mother's Day, which was lovely, and my children got me some boots. I got Merry boots, Merry People boots. They're a neoprene centre with a gum boot. They're a gum boot, basically a rubber boot, a welly. So I'm so happy. So anyway, I just wanted to show you those. So cool. All right, what did I finish? Excuse me, coughing. I have been ill as well. Not COVID, apparently, but I have finished this little hat, and I'll put a picture up here of my little bud in the hat. I did put Bear in the hat as well because Bud wouldn't wear it, so he's just 2. The only thing I love these watch caps, and when they sit on their heads, like the crown is just gorgeous, but when if they start to slip up a bit, they start to look a bit pixie-ish, like a bit pointy. So that's the only thing I wish I could get rid of, but I absolutely love the crown. So, and it's so easy. I've sort of done 4 of them now, and I'm just really easy to do. Yeah, so this is this is very deep stash. I've had it for 10 years probably. This is Blue Sky Fibers Baby Alpaca Melange in the colour Saffron. And I'll have all the details down below of all the projects and links to my Ravelry page, so you can check what needle I use and how much I use. I think this one's 60 grams, which is a pain because now I've got 40 grams left, but that's okay. But I'll pop a picture of him up if I haven't already. I'm not going to talk about the project behind me till a little bit later, but it's a very exciting project for me, and I'll do some more feature stuff with that maybe in this episode, or I might do it as a separate little vignette thing. So okay, so as well as, actually I've just realized I have got it. So as well as this one, I did one in my new Wool Dreamers Dehesa de Barrera yarn, and it looks like this. Okay, but I finished it, and our little bear has it, and I've put a picture up here because he looks very cute in it, and he was very happy. Is this my hat, Lala? They call me Lala. And so he wanted to know if it was his hat, so that's very gorgeous. The The third thing I finished, I'm whipping them through here. The third thing I finished was an Oslo mohair hat, which I think I showed you. Now, originally that was going to be for me, but it's too small. I don't know what I did. It was just way too small. So it fits my daughter-in-law, and I'll put a lovely photo of her up. It is firm, but we're hoping it'll stretch out over time a little bit. So that was in Knitting for Olive Merino and Knitting for Olive Mohair. So I'll pop a photo of that all finished, which was good. The fourth FO sounds very productive, but they are all hats. The fourth FO is sort of an FO. There is still a bit of work to do with it, but on Saturday it's going to Canada. And so I'm going to sew in the ends, the visible ends, and then my sister is going to create a lining so I don't have to sew in that many ends. Can you imagine? Really should have done them. So I held everything double, so there's double the ends. I did, but she's just going to do a fabric. She's got some quilting cottons and she's going to do a lining. So I'm just going to sew in ends along here and just a few bits that, oh, that's come apart. See that? See that one there? I have to do something there. Oh, what's that happened? Oh, no. I have to get my glasses out. Anyway, so what I'm doing this for my niece. She wasn't able to come with her mum, and she's groovy, and she lives in downtown Vancouver. So I've made her a bag. She's 15. It's an Orla Keeley. And look, if she doesn't want to wear it out or anything like that, she can just hang it up in her bedroom or give it to somebody. Give it back. If she doesn't like it, I like it. So, yeah, it's a good size. So that was just a free pattern. I've linked it. You just do a bit of origami when you're sewing them together. And do crocheted handles and a crochet edge. Could almost be a top, couldn't it? No, not quite. Yeah, so that was a really lovely little exercise. I just used stash cotton, and lots of these cottons I got in Italy when I was there. I've got enough to do another bag, so I might do that for myself. It was a bit fiddly, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being creative, doing something a little bit different with colour. Yeah, so that was the Orla Love Bag, and the link is down below if you want the pattern or if you want to see what I did. I just followed the pattern. I didn't do anything different. Oh, the only thing I did different was one extra row on the handles. They didn't feel thick enough to me. So yeah, that's all my FOs today. Knitting, I really wanted just plain knitting. I haven't had the headspace for much else. And I'm in that planning phase. I think Inga from Knitting Tradition, she talks about the decisions, and I'm out of decisions. And I'm so hard agree there. I'm just out of decisions at the minute. I need like a whole day where I don't have to do anything, that I can faff and fiddle and like, equivocate and not feel like I'm wasting time in order to make some decisions about different projects and do some maths. I mean, I've got some hard maths. They're not really hard, but it's going to take a time. I'm going to have to rewrite a pattern, and I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, FO, whips. What whips have we got? Okay, this is one of the decision things that I haven't done anything on, and that's my half and half wrap. I'm halfway through a row at the minute. Okay, I don't like it. I think it's going to get undone. I just don't think that, I chose the right... Oh, now I've got it out again. I don't know. I don't think I chose the right needle size. I think it's too dense. Oh, looks nice on. Oops. Now I don't know. I really don't like the little bits I put in. Okay. So that's the first thing. I think it's got to come. I think the blue's got to come out. I think these have got to come out. The problem is that the stone is out of stock with Bendigo. I just don't love it. I actually love the colour, the two colours, but I need another ball of each. They're 200 gram balls. It's not like it's a 50 gram ball. But I really don't like it. And if I don't like it, I won't wear it. And I know it's hours and hours of knitting. But what is the point of doing hours and hours of knitting? I was up in my cupboard today and I've got 2 cardigans up there I absolutely adore. But I don't ever wear them because they're too low at the back, you know? And I need to try and do some surgery on them, but I have no idea how to do it because they're knit top down. But I think, well, what's the point? What can hurt in terms of trying? Because I don't wear them. I pull them on, I go, no, I don't like that. It's uncomfortable. It's down here. They've got no short rows. So I think I've probably got about 4 or 5 garments that I need to do surgery on. And I was thinking of trying to get a couple of other podcasters that might be interested in doing a surgery along. Because I'm sure we all have, items that we don't ever put on because they're not the right sleeve length or they're not the right contrast colour or they're not the right height in the back or the collar's not long enough or too long or so I have the item that I'm wearing, so I think this will be undone. I think I'm going to get, I think as I've got older, I've got like, well, there is no point continuing or not reusing the yarn. It's lovely yarn. It's really lovely yarn. And I would easily do this again in the same yarn, but probably a size bigger needle and I'd have to get the right yarn for it. So, yes. That's beautiful. Maybe no, I need to do the right size needles. Maybe we could have a ripping party. Make it easier to rip things out. Anyway, it's okay. That's for another day. I see, the thing is, I go to another country, I can just leave it here. No, I shouldn't. I should actually undo it before I go. So, I don't want to. Maybe, I don't know. So the other one that I'm not going to show you is the Naima pullover. So that was the fade, and that just doesn't look good. Again, I don't think I'll wear it. I don't think I'll wear such a speckle So I was thinking I'm going to do a swatch of holding the fade and marling it with a dark color like that. So down the bottom this will almost disappear, but up the top it'll be a real marl. So I need to do a test, which is quite a big test actually, to see if it'll work, with each of the colors marled with this, like a big long swatch. And I think that's worth doing. It would take me an hour or two, but I would know whether it's going to work then, rather than start the jumper and sort of have it go wrong again. So the Naima pullover's coming out. I think. I haven't finally decided, but I think it is. And yeah. What else have I got? Oh, I have got a First Loves at the moment. I'll talk about what I've got on. I'll talk about it now. So what I've got on is my Carbeth cardigan by Kate Davies in Croft, West Yorkshire Spinners Croft collection. One of their speckled yarns or marled yarns in the Croft collection, and it was held together with a mohair. Now, there's a problem with this one that I need to fix. Let me show you. Okay, can you see the problem? I can. Okay, the problem is the bands are too tight. And I have, excuse my coughing, I'm still not quite right when I talk. I have got more of the yarn. That's all I've got left. But can you see when I wear it? I love it. It's so warm. It's so beautiful. I love the collar. I haven't put buttons on, but there's a reason I haven't put buttons on, because I'm not happy with the finish. And if you can see what happens down here? It just curls up, goes up like that. So I need to undo the buttons. You go, oh, well, that's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. Just do the redo the buttons. No, because the big double folded collar is done over the top of the button band, people, which is a lovely detail. But it means essentially I have to take the collar off and then redo the button bands. But I think I will make that a project. I think I'm going to do it because I put this on again this morning and I love it. It's so warm. I'm going into winter. It hasn't gone over single digits in Queenstown in New Zealand where we live for the last week. So it's proper cold now and I think I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to take this with me. Hope I've got enough notes to know what I did in the past. I'm going to find some, I don't know whether I've got any more mohair. But anyway, I'll just find something that'll work. And I do need to go to Little Woolly today. So if I do need to get something, it's a possibility I could do that. But see that? I mean, how lovely is that? If I could get it, you know. But in the meantime, look at what that does. If I put it in the right spot, it's a bit creased because I've had it in the cupboard. But I've worn it not more than a couple of times. And I reckon I'd wear it every week if I fixed it. I'll do it. Okay, Carbeth cardigan. And I'll make sure that's on the notes down below. I think I've got a project page for that. So there is a point where I wasn't keeping Ravelry up to date for about 5 years. So there are a number of projects that I don't have on there, but I'll create Ravelry pages for them if I need to, if I can remember the details. But normally I can't remember, and I've got no other note-taking facilities. So, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you. But wouldn't it be good to do a surgery along? I don't know. My little following, we wouldn't get far in terms of be two of us doing it probably. Okay, this next lovely item is my, oh, I always get confused whether it's a Stockholm or a Copenhagen cardigan. Anyway, it's one or the other. I'll put it on here. Oh no, I'm in the middle of a row. Am I? Where am I? Oh, I am too, and I'm fairly at the beginning. Well, I put this on the other day, and it's just lovely. It is such a lovely cardigan. I'm in the middle of a row, so I can't do it. But it's just going to be such a lovely cardigan. I did longer sleeves because it's just one of those very scrummy cardigans. It's Holst Supersoft with Drops Kidsilk Mohair. Drops Mohair. It's really lovely. Got a little slight marl with the mohair, but it's been a lovely knit, and it's been one of those things that I just cast on, and every time I need a bit of plain knitting, I've just done that. So you do the bands as you go. I've done both sleeves, and I'm just rocking along the body at the moment. So yeah, that should be finished soon if I don't get distracted. But I'm sort of in a hurry. I'm not stressed about it. It's fine. It's just a bit big. The only thing, it is a bit big to cart around with me. 2 balls of wool, and it is getting just a bit big. So it's a bit more home knitting now. It's not train knitting or bus knitting, that's for sure. Though or car knitting. It's a bit big. So I just keep it in my travel packs. I use a lot of projects in those. Nice and easy. I want to say Copenhagen cardigan. I think it's that. Oh, I don't know. All right. That's all the whips I've got. So been through OFOs, been through whips. I have been doing, well, I've sort of got another whip. I sort of have another whip. It is another whip, I suppose. So look at those cables. Aren't they gorgeous? So this is the Saffron sweater. It's a jumper for my husband. He's only got 1 or 2 in the last 37 years that I've knitted. But basically, we have a small issue that my gauge is a little bit tighter than the pattern. Now, I did a swatch to get gauge, and I didn't like it. It was too open. The fabric was too open. I'm using Durerum Natura Gilead. It's a French woolen spun yarn, and basically that's the right side. And my gauge is off. It means that I think I'm 19 stitches and it's 17 stitches, something in that, 1 to 2 stitches off. But if you think about, that's per 10 centimeters, and a man might be 120 round, or 100, say he's 110, 120 round his chest. Well, even if it was 100, that makes the maths easy. That's 10 stitches. So that would be different. And so that's a difference of ease, that much. So I've just got to I've got to actually go right through the pattern and rewrite how many increases I have to do to get the same width that I need. And I've measured him completely, so I know every measurement in terms of from neck to base and where he wants it to, and around his biceps and wrists and underarms and that sort of thing. But it's beautiful and I love knitting on it. I'm just not confident right now. This is the first sleeve. It's all pieced, so I can't try it on him as it goes. I can pin it to him, I suppose. The only other thing I haven't done is I haven't blocked this. So I'm actually keen. I might block this first and make sure that it doesn't just stretch out. But if it stretches out, then I need to look at what my my row gauge is as well. So yeah, so there's a bit of work to do there. I might have to rewrite the pattern, but I'll block it and see. Because I want it to be right, because I know, just like Ruth of Ruth Loves to Knit, that one sigh or one, I don't know how, it's not quite right, you know, and it will never get worn again. So, and it'll be me wearing it, which is not the end of the world. But yeah, there's a reason we don't knit very often for our husbands. They are knit worthy, they just don't quite understand how the little nuances of tone can affect how you view a pattern, how you view a project. So that's the Savin sweater. I have put that in my notes as well. So I've been swatching for that and measuring, and I hate swatching. Not because I don't like doing the knitting. It's just every time I measure it just makes no sense. Like I've done 4 swatches for my next one I'm going to show you. And honestly, it makes no rhyme or reason. I've done everything from 3mm to 4mm needles, and they're hardly any different. Anyway, I'll show you. So the other thing, and remember I said to you I wasn't sure I needed, oh, excuse me, I'm going to yawn. I'm doing a Jodie from Grocery Girls. She yawns. It's not a tired thing. I don't know what it is. It's just it's a talking thing, I think. So basically I've got some brushed alpaca and some fennel yarn, and she's decided on this colourway. And the first swatch I did was this one. I did another colourway as well, but this is the colourway up here. So that was on the 3mm needles. That was on a 3.25. I just did a single row of the brushed alpaca, just to be different. I recognise that's not really long enough for a swatch, so fair enough. That was in, no, that's my current one. That was, the top of that one was in a Ulisse, a cream Ulisse, and the brushed alpaca. And the bottom of that was in just the, what was that in? I think that was in just the Ulisse, that one, without the alpaca. So then I went up and did about a 4mm Ulisse only swatch, just to see if she liked one that was a bit more defined. So this is for the Agnete cardigan by PetiteKnit. But she decided on the fennel and the brushed alpaca, and that's the final result. So I've gone back. So that's a 3.25mm needle, and I haven't measured that yet. So I need to measure that today and be nice to just get started on it. I mean, how many swatches does one need? It's ridiculous. Anyway, there's 4 different yarns there, 3 different needle sizes. So I'm hoping this is it. I'm hoping this, I've washed that last night, so block, and I just laid it. I just didn't pin it because it's a brioche. I've never knitted brioche. So in actual fact, this has actually got me very comfortable with brioche, one colour brioche. And I feel like it's not hard. I feel like I could do it. Ask me after I've done increases, decreases, and a whole garment in it. But that's my Agneta cardigan planning. So that will be good. Okay, I think that's probably all for today. Oh, well, I will talk about this. So this is a project which has been about 6 months in the making, and my lovely son-in-law, who I did the Malabrigo jumper for last year, he has and my daughter, and my lovely daughter, have a CNC machine in a factory, and I had seen something like this for Aesop hand wash. I thought, oh, that'd be great. And I'd also seen Tanis Lavalle's from Tanis Fibre Arts. I'd seen her original wall where she'd wound up all her skeins and did a colour block on the wall of all leftover yarns. And I also had seen Chloe from Woolland Works. I had seen her wall in her hallway. She has pegs, just one piece, and she has all skeins hanging off I suppose it's decorative. So I sort of cobbled together an idea in my mind. So this is 2.4 meters wide by 1.2 high, but it does say in there, so all those dots, I think it says, and I have to confirm with him, I think it says I love to knit in Braille. So I think that's really cute. There's this hidden message. So the idea is I've got 6mm dowel. I've got another, we've just cut a whole lot more. Hopefully I've got to sand those today, and we'll put some more up. And then the idea is I've also got some little cards, these little cards, and you'll see there, and a 6mm hole punch, and they'll go on so that if I have extra of a yarn, so I've got, say, 3 of the, I think I've got 3 of that one. There you see a sort of yellow, duck yellow, daffodil yellow. I'll have on the card 100 grams in storage. So it will then allow me to know how much I've got of each yarn, but I don't have to put duplicates up there. So I've got a lot of yarn. But this will be really nice. What I'm going to do is just cover it with a sheet and spray lavender spray all over it, anti-moth spray all over the sheet when I'm not here. And that should stop dust and moths. It's fairly light in here, so it won't, whilst they won't fade, they won't, moths won't be that comfortable either. Moths like dark. So I'm hoping that will work. We don't tend to get moths here. I've never had them here physically, but here in Melbourne, maybe. Anyway, we're pretty vigilant, and we'll be back in 6 weeks for a few days. We've got to go to the Philippines for our staff, to see our staff. We haven't seen them since 2020. So we're going for 10 days to the Philippines. So either side of that, we'll stay here for a few days. So just to see some family, see some grandchildren and some parents and our kids. And yeah, so basically 12 centimetre dowels, I've popped them in. It's been just lovely to hang all of the skeins up. I did hang all of these ones up, but yeah, I'm really, really happy with it, but I'll show you it sort of as a finished project. At the moment, I'm sort of just putting things up. I might colour block, for example, all the fluff. The fluff will go right to the roof, to the top of the board. Yeah, I'm really liking it. But you can't colour block it completely because a different style of ball. So the Issair is sitting at different peg heights. Oh, actually, it's not at the moment. So maybe I could change them up. Anyway, I mean, some of the stash I've had so these Noros I would have had for 12, 15 years. I know that's 3 years old. 2 and 3 years old is common. Some of that I got in Adelaide. The fluff, there's enough for like a ranunculus or something like that. And then these are my Bendigo woolen yarns and my cones here. Although I've got a couple more cones. I don't know where they are. Maybe they're in New Zealand. That's the problem. I haven't got a clue where things are. All my Gilead. So that's what up there. That's Gilead there. And that's what this one's the Savins in. So yeah, so there you go. That's my project. So we've had I won't do much live chat. We will keep this one short. I'll put a little bit of footage at the end of what we've been doing. We had Mother's Day. So since I recorded, we went to Italy. We had a wonderful time with my husband's brother and sister-in-law. We had 4 days in Rome and love the food, love the history. I didn't love the history, but love seeing the remnants of Rome. Is just such an interesting city. And we had a lovely time there. We had a wonderful time there. Whizzed back to Sheffield, said goodbye to friends, whizzed down to London, had a day with our staff, and then flew out to Melbourne. We've been in Melbourne 3 weeks, and we've had our babies over to stay, and it was lovely having a snuggle in the morning with them. And we've had my mum's birthday. She turned 80 and we had her birthday party on Sunday. And we had, it was lovely to get family together. And we had Mother's Day, as I said, which was lovely. My boys took me out for morning tea and that was really nice. I wasn't very well, so that was about all we could do. I had some virus again. It's just been super busy. My son the youngest son managed to get a punctured lung. I'm at the Coliseum saying a collapsed lung. He's playing football and he's got a knock and he's in the hospital. He's been taken by ambulance in the hospital. He's okay. I'm like, yeah, sure. He's in hospital with a collapsed lung. So he spent the next 4 days in hospital, had a chest tube and all sorts of things. But he's wonderful now. He's really good now. So we're about 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, 3 and a bit weeks, I think, past that. And but that was a bit stressful. That was a stressful end to the trip. Yes, but he'd also been playing, we found out, with 2 broken fingers. So football. I think we worked out he's had 12 broken bones. Not all through football, but yeah, he's my broken bone baby. So he's off football. So we came back originally so we could watch the boys play football. Our sons play, they're 27 and 28 and they play in the same team. So my husband particularly, I mean, I like to watch them too, but I'm always worried they're going to get hurt. Rightly so. And so we came back to watch them play football for 3 weeks. I made sure we were here 3 weekends and it wasn't over a bye and all the rest of it. Neither of them have played. The same day as the youngest got hurt, the eldest got hurt, the older one got hurt as well in the same match, and he sat by his brother's bed until 2 a.m. and did say to me, "Mum, I'm in so much pain and I'm so hungry." But he sat there till 2 a.m. until his brother was calm and settled and gone to a ward, or it was settled anyway. And I was so proud of him. I was so proud of them all. They all stepped up when I was so far away, and Daryl was so far away. So I was so proud of them. And turns out he's got an AC joint injury and a rib injury, and we're 3 weeks post the match, as I said, and he's just gone for x-rays because they're not getting better. So not that they can do much, but he'll at least know whether it's a longer term injury or not. So these boys, I think the older one's going to retire at the end of the year. I love them playing football. I love them being happy. I love them having a team sport. I just hate them getting injured. So I don't cope well. So, yeah. So that was a bit fraught. You know, we knew within 24 hours he was okay. But I'm in Rome, didn't sleep very much at night. Was on the phone. He had a lot of pain with the chest tube and different things. So anyway, that was fine. He was out on the Wednesday and we were home. He went to his brother's house and then went to his house the day after, and he got out of hospital, and he was only there 2 nights and we were home. So, and then we got him moved. So he's moved out and again, and he's off with mates in a suburb closer to the centre of Melbourne, and he's very happy. Took his dog, so we have less dog hair around, which I'm not sorry about. Sorry, Alex. But yeah, I haven't done, I do actually, acquisitions. I did buy a couple of balls from Spotlight, which I often do, which I shouldn't have done. And then I've got to go and get this yarn from Little Woolly in Hastings, here in Hastings. I'll probably do that today or tomorrow. And no, my luck, they won't have it. But anyway, I think they do. They've certainly got the Ralma. It's the Alpaca, I'm not 100% sure. I've got to work out my quantities. And so basically I've got the next 6 weeks in New Zealand. So I'm thinking, what would I like to work on over 6 weeks? So I think I'm going to take the Dehesa de Barrera for hats. I think I'm going to take, I'll definitely take the Saffron project. I'll definitely finish the cardigan over there, take the Agnetta cardigan, take my Manchlope for the winter woods. I haven't started to swatch for that at all. I've got to finish my Miles shirt jacket over there, and finish my palette cleanser crochet blanket. I think it's probably enough for 6 weeks. My only worry is having small stuff, so that I can do in a doctor's office or in a, just little. I should focus on socks, but I think I'm a hats person rather than a socks person. But we've got our grandchildren coming to see us at the snow, so I think I need a supply of hats and slippers and mittens. So we might focus on that over the next sort of 8 to 10 weeks, and go from there. Plenty to do. I hope you're well. Everything is below. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and then YouTube will spread this to more people. If I could be so presumptuous. And the next time I see you, I'll be in New Zealand. We've already got some snow on the mountain that we look out on, so I'll show you that. It will be very gorgeous, and we are looking forward, even though it will be winter, I'm really looking forward to having a very cold, snowy winter. Might be over it by the end of it, but we are going to the Philippines in 6 weeks for 10 days, so that's 35 degrees, so I think we'll be fine. So yeah, all good. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.
The signs, you're looking like a one-way. Gotta make the right choice. Hope I make the right noise. Hoping that you like boys like me. I know you're feeling me from across the room. I got a feeling you could be my muse. I hear strange when I see you. You say green, but I see blue. Either way, your eyes the ones I'm looking to when I'm